I've got
Yeah.
cardamom in my throat.
Yeah.
Um,
A lot of dust. You deal with a
yeah,
lot of that when you're making herbs. I was saying to you for the show, perhaps wearing a mask or something would help with that.
I didn't think that it would be a problem.
Yeah. I wouldn't
Um,
have thought it would have been either, but
but yeah, the cardamon's getting to me a little bit.
mm,
Um,
as you communicate with all of your herbs.
yeah, this one, yes, has
Are
to
you
go
still
out.
working are you still working with lemon balm or have you moved on to another herb?
I feel like my next one is going to be holy basil. This
Oh, I
remedy
love
was for
holy
someone
basil.
with asthma, believe it or not. And I just finished it today.
Really?
Smells really good on my hands, but it was eucalyptus, echinacea, elderberry, cordyceps to improve oxygen.
Yeah.
It was the carminatives with cardamom, cinnamon, and ginger, anise and
Mm,
fennel. I always put that in for flavor.
that feels
Holy
so good.
basil, ashwagandha, schisandra,
Mhm.
uh, rhodiola.
You're doing a lot of things that cover stress and anxiety.
Yeah, I gave this individual something because their cortisol was elevated.
Yeah.
In
The
addition,
cordyceps
and
is a
her
great one.
adrenal was fatigued, but I also gave her something for and the dust.
Yeah.
I
But
was
you
like,
said initially to
poof,
treat
with this ground cardamom.
yeah, but you said to initially treat asthma, breathing issues.
Oh yeah, I also
Yeah.
put nettle
Yeah.
and something else for
Yeah.
asthma.
Well, because what intrigued me about that, I remember in
Cordyceps.
Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, that chart in the back of the book, with the emotional, psychological reasons behind health issues. And people who have a lot of grief tend to have breathing issues. It's about taking in oxygen,
Yeah,
taking
grief
in
is the
life.
lungs and large intestine, which are associated with
Yeah,
the element of metal. The swords in the
yeah.
cards
That
are
intrigued me
associated
when
with the emotion of grief.
you mentioned some of the things such as holy
And Chinese
basil.
medical theory is interwoven in the cards. So
Yeah,
if you're looking at the swords, you're looking at the metal element.
yeah,
It's one of the 5 elements. Yeah.
yeah. I haven't taken holy basil in years, but it's wonderful for stress, anxiety, grief. And frankly, the reason I was taking it, not to bring up that boss I had,
Mhm.
who she is, and she was just hell. She was a monster. She was hell on earth. I used to just be in such grief and depression about having to go to work every day, and I would take about 6 capsules of holy basil before I'd go to work, just to lift my mood up so I could deal with her, and it worked to a degree.
Yeah, I think I'm moving on to it was gonna be either holy basil or kava kava was gonna be the next herb
Oh,
I worked with.
well, kava kava will be a good one, but I think you should go with holy basil next. I'm just feeling
Yeah, I'm done
intuitively
with
that
I'm
is a lot
done with
better.
lemon balm. As you guys know, I've been working my way through all the herbs, one herb as at a time, trying to develop a spiritual relationship with that herb.
Yeah,
This is something that people who work with the herbs, shamans, we just try and connect with one herb at a
yeah.
time. So I started with chamomile, then I did lemon balm. I did not get the benefits from lemon balm that I did with chamomile. Chamomile changed my
Interesting.
life. Chamomile
Really?
changed my life.
Why do you think you
I
didn't?
was forever changed by chamomile.
Yes, you mentioned that. Now, why do you think the lemon balm didn't have the same effect? Do you think it's because the chamomile already did its job, did what it
Yeah.
was supposed to do?
Yeah, lemon balm just kind of supported the healing I had received from the chamomile, and the message from the
Yeah.
plant is that my for me to laugh at the absurdity of my being angry
Mhm.
because everything I do is not perfect,
Oh,
which is impossible. That I am a circus, that it is a joke. To expect perfection from yourself rather
mhm.
than to laugh when you spill the tea.
Mhm. I'm
Like
guilty of
to
that
to
myself.
stand back and look at your absurdity,
Yeah,
to see the absurdity of your demand that you be perfect.
you know.
That learning to just say, "Oh, it's just a little spilled tea,"
Mhm.
and to not tolerate that harshness in yourself or in anyone else. We are
Yeah,
all striving to be better. We are all striving to mastery, but we don't need to be harsh with one another. We don't need to be unforgiving. We don't need to be brutal with one another over minor faults because life is hard enough and we have to be able to just be adults and work these things through and be far more forgiving of people's humanity, starting with ourselves. And so the spiritual lesson I got from chamomile was very, very deep.
Yeah.
And yeah, and Melissa officinalis is a Latin name, and so we think of Melissa as your best friend Melissa, and she wants you to eat salads and braid your hair and plait your hair, and that's the energy of lemon balm. And so
Yeah.
lemon balm is often a supportive. So it was supportive of the chamomile, but I didn't think of it as the main driver of my spiritual growth.
Yeah. Well, when you and I were working in the health industry, I used to give a lot of lemon balm because there was such a prevalence of ADHD. I would get a lot of customers ADHD, and even just people who were wanting sleep aids. And as you know, there's no single sleep aid. It's what's right for the individual. But I found in my discussions with people, many just had too much going on in their mind. Their minds were just racing and racing and racing, those frontal lobes there. And lemon balm was wonderful for helping to calm that down. And that in itself gives a wonderful sense of peace and security.
Yes, and that was kind of where lemon balm came to me after the chamomile. That lemon balm's lesson was stop worrying about being the next Yitzhak Perlman. Just worry about your personal
Be
relationship.
the next Jack Benny.
Yeah, or the next Jack Benny. Just worry about your personal relationship with the violin. And the spiritual act of attempting to master something is in and of itself a spiritual path. Don't worry about being the next Joan Didion. Just write the book.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be, the first draft is going to be illegible. Just barf it onto the page. Stop editing yourself. Just barf it onto the page.
That's how I work.
And then you can always go back and edit later.
That's the beauty of a computer. It's so easy to go back.
Joan Didion, she doesn't waste a word, but she barfs on. She spends 3-4 weeks just barfing stuff up. Like it could be 1,000 pages. When Elie Wiesel wrote Night about his testimony of the Holocaust, it was close to 900 words. He removed all the words until he got down to 192 words or something like that. It was a very thin novel because sometimes it's more powerful when you have less words. And so I think what trips a lot of people who are, we have a book club, right, that we started a couple years back. And because we really want to, first off, we love books. We love books on spiritual subjects, but we also want to encourage.
I love writers.
We want to support our writers and people that are on that path and people that are on a legacy to share whatever it is they've learned in this world. And we're all called to a legacy, and we are all called to give an account and a reckoning for our lives. And that's very daunting. And the Talmud is right, the whole Talmud about this idea of you are guaranteed certain things when you come to this planet. When you incarnate in this planet, you're guaranteed certain things. This is what the Talmud talks about. You're going to be given skins of leather. You were light beings. You were part of the endless light, the Ein Sof. And now you're going to separate from that, and you're going to put on these leather costumes, and you're going to have to breathe this toxic air in this, or as what we talk about in Buddhism, the bodhisattvas of the earth, of the mud and the shit and the crap, right?
The density. We have to adapt to that.
And we have to somehow, in this dimension, pick up a shovel or whatever it is and get to the business of making this world the same as heaven vibrationally. And then when we complete that work, being the good little astronauts we are, we will leave this world, and then we will incarnate into the next planet, or we'll come back to this planet. But it's always with the same message from the endless light from which we come, and that is to evolve the perfection. But that doesn't mean you have to be perfect.
No.